guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a little chatty getting ready with me. I'm going to be showing you guys a bunch of products from the new Pixi Pretties collaboration that I received in PR. I've been testing them out now for about a week and a half or so, so I definitely have some thoughts to share with you guys, and I just wanted to catch up and say hello, see how you guys were doing, because it's been a little while. I'm going to apologize in advance. The lighting in this video probably gets a little crazy, especially towards the end, because it was dark when I started filming and now the sun is up and I've been trying to like adjust as we go, but it's been kind of a bit of a lost cause. So I apologize, we'll just need to roll with that. But anyway, if you want to see how I created this look and chat a little bit about what's been going on with me lately, we're about to get into things. Good morning. These are the first words. I'm speaking of the day today, having my cup of coffee. Feel like you can see the exhaustion in my eyes. So let's get some makeup on this face and fix that. I'm gonna go in today with my Good Molecules silicone-free priming moisturizer as both a primer and a moisturizer because I haven't put any on my face yet. I just used my Volition Beauty Strawberry C Serum, which by the way, I have been really enjoying. I do like that product a lot. It sinks into the skin very, very quickly. It's super lightweight. And I do feel like it kind of gives your skin a little bit of a brightening effect if you use it regularly. So I have something I am very, very excited to play with today. This just came in the mail, I think two or 3 days ago, and I have not used them yet. And I unboxed them on stories. And actually, I realized I made a mistake when I was talking about these, so I'm gonna correct that right now. So I received this gorgeous set of rose gold brushes from Omnia. So if you guys don't know, oh, look at them. Look at how beautiful those are. So Omnia is one of Royal & Langnickel's brands underneath their sort of umbrella. So Royal & Langnickel also makes Moda brushes, and then Omnia sort of their more like luxury line, and then they have another line called Chic and one called Revolution. So, you know, you guys have heard me primarily talk about Moda brushes before. Those are their most like affordable brushes that are kind of geared more towards consumers, where some of their other lines are geared more towards makeup artists. This, I would say, is a line that's kind of a hybrid of being geared towards both regular consumers and makeup artists. They have a few different like color varieties of Omnia brushes where like their black handled ones are a little more pro targeted, whereas these ones I think are a little more consumer oriented. But I've never tried them before and I've always wanted to because they look absolutely beautiful. I've heard Mel Thompson talk about Omnia brushes before and she has said really good things about them. And I thought when I was reading like the little card that came in the PR package when I got these, I thought it said they were natural bristle brushes, because if you look at them, like they look like they're natural bristle brushes, but they're not. These are actually synthetic. They're a special type of fiber that's supposed to have the look and feel of a natural bristle brush, but it's actually vegan, which is awesome. So I'm gonna finally play with these brushes today. I'm very excited about it because like I said, I've been wanting to try these forever and they just look and feel like so beautiful and so luxurious. These are a lot more expensive than Moda brushes. Like this whole set retails for like $150, which is pretty penny, but the quality is supposed to be something more akin to a high-end or luxury brush. So as far as the makeup that I want to use today, I wanted to show you guys some of the products from the Pixi Pretties collection that Pixi launched, I think probably like 4 or 5 months ago now. They did finally send me the PR package that had all those products in it. I didn't think I was going to get it, honestly, because most people received theirs, I think like 2 months ago or so, and then maybe 2 weeks ago one just randomly showed up on my doorstep, so that was a pleasant surprise. So I've been testing out most of those products now for a solid week and a half or so, so I already have some thoughts on them, so I figured I could kind of try them on for you on camera and then share those thoughts as we go. But there aren't any complexion products included in this collaboration, like foundation, powder, concealer, all that good stuff, so I'm just gonna start by doing that so we can chat a little bit. Gonna go in with my Tarte Foundcealer, And I'm going to use the foundation brush that's in this set to start applying this product, and then I think I will finish blending it in with my little Juno & Co. Cloud Sponge. So I don't know about you guys, but does anybody else feel like 2020 is off to kind of like a little bit of a rough start? Like there's just been so much going on in the world that's just absolutely horrifying. The fires in Australia, Kobe Bryant's death, which was just absolutely tragic. There's craziness here in America politically, and probably a whole lot of things that I can't remember right now because I've only had like 5 sips of coffee and I'm not entirely awake yet. But I don't know, I just feel like January was kind of a brutal month for a lot of people. Personally, I was sick with pink eye, and then I got sick again with something kind of flu-ish a couple of weeks ago, which has just completely screwed up my entire filming schedule yet again. You know, with the new job, I've been trying to adjust and kind of get into the swing of a new schedule, and it feels like life just keeps happening, and then it's just like no matter what I do, I just can't seem to get ahead on anything. And like, trust me, I know my problems are small potatoes compared to the grand scheme of things and like all of the insanity that's going on in the world, so I don't want to seem ungrateful in that respect. It's just stressful, you know? I don't think anyone enjoys feeling like their life is sort of out of sorts or like they're always playing catch up. Like, not even gonna lie, you guys, my Christmas decorations are still up and it is already February. It's making me mildly insane. I just have not had the time or the energy to take them down yet. So I'm just trying to be kind with myself, trying to be patient and accepting of the fact that sometimes that's just the way that life is. Sometimes your Christmas decorations stay up until February, and you know what? You just gotta roll with that. Also, side note, I'm not gonna lie, I just only used this flat foundation brush to apply that foundation, and I feel like it actually blended in pretty well. Like, I expected to need to go back in with a sponge, and I might still do that, but like, that did a really nice job actually. So anyway, needless to say, as far as work goes and life goes, things have been a little bit crazy in the last month or so. I did, however, successfully manage to get up all 5 videos of my makeup collection and declutter series. That was a bit of a struggle, but I really wanted those videos to go up and to go up on time. So I worked my butt off, even though I had just been sick with, you know, like a fever and chills and body aches and that whole 9 yards to like get those videos done and edited and up. And for the most part, I feel like that series has been really positively received. Thank you guys so much, all of you that have watched and have left really nice, encouraging comments. I know a lot of new people have subscribed recently, so if you are one of those people, thank you for subscribing. I will say though, the one thing that tends to happen when you make a video or a video series that gets a lot more views than your videos normally do, which that series typically is one of the things that helps my channel grow most and in the entire year, because a lot of people really enjoy makeup collection and declutter videos. I have got some real doozies of comments in the last like couple weeks. I would say last week specifically, I don't know what it was with the energy last week, but I was saying this to Ryan. I feel like, I don't even know if Mercury was in retrograde or something like that, but last week was just weird. So many things went wrong. So many people, I feel like, were just in a terrible mood. I got so many negative comments on my YouTube videos, like just out of nowhere, and they were all like back to back to back. So the only thing I was seeing when I would open up like my creator studio and like was like searching through my comments was just like a bunch of just really like negative, nasty stuff. And I was just like, man, this is just, it's not a good way to like cultivate good vibes, you know? And this is the thing, I don't really care all that much if someone tells me my video is terrible because I didn't declutter enough in it, or they, I don't know, make some other kind of rude remark about something that I feel like is just them blowing off steam. Or, I mean, they're entitled to their opinion, and if they think I'm the worst person ever because I don't have 200 eyeshadow palettes or something like that, I mean, it's your right to feel that way. But it is definitely one of those things when like you're having a day that's already not going well. Like I had a day last week where it was like first thing in the morning when I woke up, I went to go get a coffee mug out of the drying rack by the sink, and there was a wine glass in there, and I just completely shattered the entire thing because I was half asleep and just was like the exact way my hand reached across, it just made the whole thing explode, and then there was glass everywhere and it was a mess. And then later that same day at work, there were just some really annoying, frustrating things involving my job that I was trying to sort out that was just being a pain in my butt. And then, you know, I open up my phone and I have all these negative YouTube comments, and it's just like, when it rains it pours, you know. Some days are just full of bad juju. So anyway, last week was a little bit weird. It was just one of those weeks I feel like that things are just not necessarily going your way, but you know, that's life. There are ups and there are downs, and for all of those weeks you have that kind of suck, you may have a week that's really amazing. So we're gonna hope this one will be a little bit better. So to that point, on a more positive note, something yesterday that happened, which was Sunday. Yesterday was Super Bowl Sunday. First of all, I am not a sports person at all. I was not raised in a house where my parents watched sports. I have never played on a sports team on my entire life. Fun fact about me, I am like no hand-eye coordination as a result. I am like the absolute worst when it comes to any kind of organized sports. Do not ask me to catch a ball for like my life. I just, it's not gonna happen. So I did not watch the game yesterday. I was busy crocheting and editing and working on some other stuff, but I also made a purchase that I was very proud of at Aerie, because I desperately needed like new socks and underwear. You ever just have one of those days where like you're putting away laundry and you're looking in like your underwear or sock drawer and you're like, man, I'm like seriously overdue for an upgrade on these things, because over time, you know, like the lace starts to like fall apart and the elastics start to like loosen, and it's just like you can tell when it's been way too long since you've been underwear shopping. So that was me. So I've kind of had that in the back of my mind that that's a thing that like I need to go and do sometime in the near future. And then I happened to see in my email inbox that I had an email from Aerie that they were doing like a one-day sale where you can get like 10 pairs of underwear for $35. And I knew I had like gotten a coupon mailed to me from them for money off my purchase. So I was able to get 10 pairs of underwear, 8 pairs of socks, and 2 bras for like $70-something. It was like $78, I think, after sales tax. So I was actually pretty proud of myself for that, because I feel like I got a really good price on some really cute things, restocked on some essentials. And I know I told you guys in my 2020 resolutions video that I'm planning on thrifting the majority, if not all, of my clothes in 2020. But I made the executive decision to not include like socks and underwear and bras in that, you know, I don't know. I feel like things that are so personal, I kind of prefer to buy new than buy used. Can you even buy used? I feel like that can't be sanitary, can it? Okay, so I am looking at the Pixi products from this collection that are sitting in front of me, and there is not a bronzer in this collection, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the Makeup Forever Artist Face color in S112 that I am trying to pan. And there's not really a blush in this collection either. There's a product that's kind of more of a blush topper. We'll get there, so I may need to grab a blush as well. Now, on the topic of thrifting, though, I am really excited to let you guys know that I did place an order at ThredUp, and I'm planning on doing a ThredUp haul video, which I think would be really fun. I mean, obviously, when you're talking about thrifted clothes, it's not the same as like doing a new clothing try-on haul where you guys can go out and like buy the exact same things if you like what you see. Although you never really know. If you go onto the ThredUp app, it's possible that the same or a similar item will be available for sale. You know, they have things in multiple sizes, so maybe you'll get lucky. But either way, I just, you know, wanted to do something that would kind of give you guys some inspiration to thrift along with me. So at this point, I'm just waiting for my order to come in. It shipped in like 3 different parts, so I've only got 2 of the many items that I ordered so far. So as soon as my entire order is here, I plan on filming that as like a try-on haul, because I used to do the Stitch Fix try-on hauls, and those were always really, really fun. But because I'm trying to thrift this year instead of buying new clothes, I feel like it would be kind of silly for me to order a fix and then not be able to keep anything. Okay, so let's finally get into the Pixi products. So I kind of made the executive decision not to keep every single thing that I was sent in PR for myself, because I just know realistically, like, I don't need multiple shades of certain products, especially things I may already have in my collection. Like, for example, their Matte Last liquid lipsticks. So I kept at least 1 shade variety of every product they made for this collaboration, but there were a few things that I just put aside for friends and family so that, some of them could enjoy some of those products. So I'm not gonna like swatch the entire Pixi Pretties collection, but I'll at least give you an idea for the formulas and the products themselves that I've tried. So first they have these glowy powders, and this is a product that's been around in the Pixi line for a while, but I've actually never tried it before. So they released 2 new shades in collaboration with From Head to Toe, and I did actually decide to keep both of these because I wasn't really sure which one I would like better, so I kind of wanted to try them both. And honestly, I won't feel super guilty if I end up passing one of these along anyway once I decide which is my favorite, because powder products are like just a little bit more sanitary and easy to clean. So the names of these shades are Wednesdays and Fetch. So obviously a little bit of a play on Mean Girls, which I think is cute. And this one I think did arrive to me like a little bit broken, so I'm going to be really careful with it. Like, you can see it's definitely not like completely shattered, but it's broken a little bit around the edge. So I think if I tip this, like, I don't know that, the pan feels wiggly and loose in here, so it might just fall right out. So we'll be careful with this guy. But essentially, these are sort of like, I don't know how to describe them. They're kind of a texture of a highlight, but I feel like the colors of these powders are a little deep for highlights if you have lighter skin. So you can use these as eyeshadows or as blush toppers. I have primarily been wearing this shade Wednesdays, which is the more purpley pink one, and I think this does look really pretty as a blush topper on my skin tone. It would be really gorgeous as an eyeshadow too, honestly. So as you can see, these are super, super shiny, and when they're in the light, they look very like bright and brilliant, but when they're not directly in the light, they're pretty like deep. So I feel like if you were to try to use these as a highlight on a lighter skin tone, you were going to look like you had like a dark stripe on your face. So what I think I'm going to do is put down a little bit of a blush as a base, and then we'll go in with a little bit of this glowy powder on top so I can show you guys what it looks like. So I'm just going to use this e.l.f. Primer Infused blush in the shade Always Rosy. There isn't really a blush brush in this Omnia kit. Like, there is this powder brush, which I guess you could use for blush, but it's just like a little bit bigger than what I would normally use. So I'm going to use my Sonia Kashuk blush brush, which you can see is just like a little bit more petite. I'm pretty sure Omnia does make a blush brush. It just doesn't come in this particular kit that they sent me. So we'll just pop a little bit of this on the cheeks. This is a really, really pretty blush, and it's like $6. So now I'm going to go in with the same brush and just pick up a little bit of this glowy powder, tap off the excess, and then we'll just pop that right over that blush. See, I feel like this is truly super, super glowy. Like, you really don't need to wear a highlight if you're going to use this as a blush topper, because it is very, very reflective. And on its own, it does add a little bit of that base pigment to your cheeks. Like you guys saw when I swatched it, when it's not in the light, it does have a depth to it. So that's why I feel like placement wise, you kind of need to use this more as a blush. If you put it up too high, it's gonna look weird. But I feel like all on its own, it's like just a little patchy, so I feel like it definitely needs something with a little more base pigment underneath it. And now I'm just going to go back in with my powder brush, and I'm just going to kind of like buff over all of this just to kind of like tone it down a little bit, because I feel like my cheeks right now are looking a little much. It is pretty though, I will say. I wasn't sure how I would feel about something in this color because it has such a strong like purple shift to it, but I feel like with the right look, This is actually very pretty and it wears pretty decently, so I definitely do like this product. I don't know that I would have gone out of my way to purchase this, just because it's the kind of thing that I feel like is a very particular color and a very particular type of product, so I don't know that this is something necessarily I would wear every single day. But if you like blush toppers, you like this shade quality-wise, I do feel like this is very smooth, it's very blendable, and very pretty on the skin. So before we move on, I just want to put a little something on my lips because I feel like they're looking and feeling a little dry right now. This is not part of the Pixi Pretties collection, but this was sent to me in like the 20 Years of Glow PR package that Pixi sent out. It's their Lip Lift Max in the shade Petal Ice, which is pretty much just like a clear gloss. I think this is a plumping gloss, and I've actually never tried this from Pixi before, so we'll just put a little of this on to keep our lips from looking crusty during the rest of this video. Oh, strong minty vibes going on with this. Okay, moving along. Obviously, we're very glowy already right now, so normally I probably wouldn't put on more highlight, but since we are testing things out today, we're gonna go in with this bad boy right here. This is the Rach Loves Layers palette that she did in collaboration with Pixi. I feel like this is probably one of the most popular products that came out of the entire Pixi Pretty collaboration this year. So this is a palette with 5 different highlighting shades, and the idea is that you're meant to kind of like mix and match and customize your own perfect highlight shade, or create a shade that will match with whatever look you're wearing, because you have a few different tones in here that you can layer. Now, I do really enjoy Rachel's content. I've been watching her for years and years, so I was very excited for her that she got to participate in this year's, collaborations, and I think this is a really pretty product. I think Pixi's highlight formula is like one of the best things that they do. However, I do sort of feel like an all highlight palette is a little much for me. Like, I kind of do dig the fact that you can customize and mix and match, and like if this is all you have in your collection and you had no other highlights, like you definitely could get a lot of different, uses out of this. But I feel like for me, a person that has a really large makeup collection, like I don't know how often I would realistically reach for this over my single highlights. It's kind of big and bulky, it takes up a lot of space. It's part of the reason why I didn't go out and buy it immediately when the collection launched. But I have been playing around with this a little bit, and just as I kind of suspected, having tried Pixi highlights in the past, this does have a really beautiful formula to it. They're very smooth, soft highlights. They're not super chunky on the skin. So even though obviously like any highlight is going to accentuate texture like a little bit, I feel like these really aren't bad because they're not like thick and super metallic. They just have that nice kind of soft creamy sheen to them. So again, quality wise, I think this is an excellent product. It really just comes down to whether or not you need to spend the money on this or it makes sense to have in your collection. So why don't we go in with the shade T today? Pick up a little bit of this on this very large highlighting brush. And we'll just pop a little bit of this on the very highest points of my cheekbones. Really don't need more glow, but whatever. This brush is beautiful. It is insane how soft this is. I'm not gonna lie. I am really enjoying these Omnia brushes so far. Now you can also use this palette for eyes. I'm pretty sure you can also use the glowy powders as eyeshadows as well. So we may come back to that in a moment. But for now, we're gonna move on to the next product, which is this eyeshadow palette that was done in collaboration with Tarte Foundcealer, who is an influencer I am not familiar with, but she made this gorgeous warm toned eyeshadow palette. I am loving all of these shades. I have gotten so many compliments whenever I've been wearing these eyeshadows, as well as the liquid fairy lights that you guys are about to see from this collection. I don't normally get complimented, I feel like, on my makeup at work and like out and about very regularly, but like the week that I was testing out these products, I swear like every single day somebody asked me what was on my eyes and what I was wearing. So these shades I think are very pretty, and I think a lot of people will really enjoy them. And I already was a fan of the Pixi eyeshadow formula. I think that they're really like beautifully pigmented. The metallics are like super creamy. They have like a really nice blendability to the shadows. They're really easy to work with. Like, just look at that. Like, how beautiful are those swatches? So I kind of already knew going into trying this that I probably would like this palette. I also am a big fan of warm tone shades like this. This is a thing that like I've been really enjoying, and I feel like it's just super easy to come up with looks with as well. Like, you don't have to think too hard when you look at this palette, like what you could do with it. So I'm just gonna go in with this matte peachy shade here on a crease brush. And we will just start buffing that into the crease of the eye. Because I'm about to go to work, I'm not gonna do something like super crazy today. We're gonna kind of keep it nice and soft. I feel like we already have a lot going on the skin, but I at least wanna give you guys a feel for how these perform and how they look. Yeah, this shade just blends out so beautifully. It builds up really nicely. Very, very easy to work with. And now, as much as I absolutely adore this kind of orangey duochrome shade that's in here, we're gonna go in with the like more champagne shimmer on the lid, because this is the shade I feel like that matches the liquid fairy lights I want to use today a little bit better. So I'm just gonna pop this on all over my lid with my finger, just because I feel like that kind of gives this shade the most impact. Super pretty though. Like I said, I really, really enjoy the Pixi eyeshadow formula. If you like buildable and things that have kind of a little bit more of a soft finish to them, I think you'll really like these a lot. I think I'm gonna go in with this shader brush and grab just like a little bit of the darker shade, the darker matte that's in here, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on the outer corner just to deepen things up a little bit. All right, so we've got our base down for the eyes. Now I'm gonna go in with this absolutely stunning liquid fairy lights shade. So Miriam Maquillage, what she did for her collaboration was make these two little sets that came with a liquid fairy light and a matte last liquid lip. So there was this set that had the kind of more red orange lip and the more neutral glitter, and then there was another set that had a neutral lip with a like dark smoky black glitter. So that one I decided to not keep just because I don't think I will use those shades as much, and there may be someone in my life that would enjoy them, but this one was like 100% right up my alley. And when I took this out of the box, I was floored at how gorgeous this glitter is. This is like my favorite liquid fairy light that I think Pixi has ever done. I've tried all of the shades except the blue one and the green one that are newer, but as far as all like the neutral shades go, this one has to be my favorite. It has a more like duochrome finish to it that I don't think it's gonna pick up fully on camera, but basically the glitters in here are like a gold and pink, but it's kind of like this duochrome flip. It's so pretty. And again, when I was wearing this the other day to work, I definitely got compliments on it. People asked me what the glitter was or what I was wearing on my eyes, because I think it's stunning. And even though it's glitter, I feel like because it's a more neutral shade, it's not like too over the top to the point where I feel like I would be uncomfortable wearing it at work. So I'm basically just going in, putting a little bit from the applicator onto my lids, and then I'm just gonna tap it in with my ring finger, and this will just add that little extra bit of sparkle that like will really take this look up a notch. And now the one thing that this palette is lacking is like a bright inner corner highlight, but fortunately we've got the Layers palette here, so I am going to go in with a little like pencil brush, and I think I'll pick up a bit of the shade T again, just kind of, you know, tie things together since this is the highlight that we used, and we can pop this into the inner corner as a little highlight. Now for the lower lash line, I think what I want to do is use this guy right here. This is the Endless Shade Stick, which was another thing that Head to Toe collaborated on. This is a cream eyeshadow stick. You can use it as a shadow or a liner. It's a really gorgeous bronzy metallic color. You could wear this as a base under other eyeshadows or just all on its own. I actually wore this a few times last week. I just kind of like buffed it all over the lid and smudged it out and then put a little bit of the glitter on top, and it looked gorgeous. So we're gonna use this today on the lower lash line. So I'm just going to apply a little bit, and then I'm gonna go ahead and like smudge it in with a brush. All right, cool. I like the way that's looking. So now to finish off the eyes, I'm just gonna go in with mascara. Keep it nice and easy. I don't wear falsies to work or anything like that because that's just too much for me. So I've been back on the bandwagon of using this Wander Beauty Unlashed mascara lately, and I do really enjoy this product a lot. The very first time that I ever used this mascara, which was years ago, I didn't think it did enough for my lashes, but I realized that there's definitely like a right and a wrong way to apply this product. The brush has like a really sharp curve to it, and you may think like that you would want to basically put the curve so that it goes naturally with the curve of your eye going this way. But what I found is if you tilt it so that the actual like curve of the brush goes this way instead of this way, it like grabs onto your lashes and really, really coats them with product, and it just builds on itself super, super nicely and actually ends up giving like a really nice lengthened, voluminous effect. Like seriously, look at the difference between my two eyes. I think this is about 2 coats and I think it looks stunning. Also, the sun just decided to come out and play finally. Like, it was totally dark when I started filming, so I feel like my lighting has slowly gotten brighter and brighter as I've been filming, so I apologize if I've been a little washed out. All right, guys, so I think the look is almost done. We just gotta finish things off with lips. I'm just gonna go in and blot off some of that lip lift because I don't want my lips to be too goopy before we go in with the liquid lipstick. And I have not tried this shade yet, which is called Coral Bang. This is the Miriam Maquillage shade, but I have used this liquid lipstick formula a bunch of times in the past. It is really nice. It's not like overly drying for a liquid lipstick. So let's see. Ooh, this might be a little bright for work, but we'll see. So when she says coral, she definitely meant it. This is a bright lipstick. Holy cow. Definitely not what I would normally wear to work. I might need to tone it down just like a little bit, but it is a really pretty shade. Also, Mother Nature right now is driving me crazy because this lighting is going bananas. The sun keeps like popping in and out and I have to keep adjusting my lighting. Fortunately, I think we are done with this look, so let me take the ears off and then we'll wrap things up. All right, guys, so this is my completed final look. Really enjoying how it came out. I am very glowy right now. I feel like I'm gonna blind some people at work. Hopefully they are prepared. If you guys enjoyed this video, I hope you will consider giving it a thumbs up. I always really appreciate your support so much. And leave me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you tried any of these products, what you think of them. And if you're new and you're not already subscribed, I hope you will consider clicking that button before you go so we can hang out again together in the future. And on that note, I am super late for work, so I've got to run. But I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.